Hi, and welcome along to AFTV. Hope you guys are feeling good this evening. Joining me in the studio today, I've got my man Lee.
Come on.
Listen, it's good to have you back on, man.
Always.
What have you been
man,
up to this in the summer?
Oh, right.
Spending all your time refreshing your phone.
Aye, come on, man. This summer sun for a window is crazy. It's crazy. But look, we're going to chop it up today because yesterday was a bad day, man. It was a bad day for me. It was a dark day. So
What, the Rafinha thing?
yeah, man. It got me hard. So let's see. And now we're getting some more exclusive with this whole Martinez stuff. So that's more,
So what we wanted to discuss today, right, is there's several. First of all, on the Rafinha thing, still hasn't made up his mind yet. There's still no news yet on where he's going to go. Of course, we got the news yesterday. I went live last night discussing the fact that, Chelsea had come in. They'd said that, they're willing to pay 60, some people are saying £65 million to secure Rafinha. And now it's just down to personal terms. The clubs have agreed, Leeds have agreed to sell him to Chelsea, and it's just Rafinha to make the personal terms. Then there's Lisandro Martinez. Right now, Lisandro Martinez, Ajax's player of the season last year, centre-back who can also play as a left-back and play as a defensive midfielder. Arsenal, for over a week now, have been in for him. They put their initial bid in for, I think it's around about 25 million. That was rejected. Went back with another one for 30 million. That was rejected. They've said to put in a third bid of 35 million plus add-ons, takes it up to nearly 40 million. Still, Ajax are holding out and saying, no, we want about 45 million for Lisandro Martinez. Then today, lots of rumours going around the place that Manchester United are looking to hijack the deal. Manchester United are willing to pay that 45 million. And again, gazump Arsenal for the signature of Lisandro Martinez, which would then mean that two top targets that Arsenal are after have been
typical, man.
taken away. We're doing a poll on it as well today, where we're asking, where do you think Lisandro Martinez will end up? Who will he sign for? Manchester United or Arsenal? At the moment, 52% of you are saying Arsenal, but keep voting in that, and we'll bring you up to date with what we think. But yesterday, Rafinha. Now we're in about Lisandro Martinez. I mean, what's going on?
It could be paper talk, though. It could be paper talk. It could be the agent trying to sort of drive up a sort of more wages for the player. Obviously, I was hopeful for the Rafinha thing, that talk yesterday, but that's obviously looking to be solid that he's possibly going to Chelsea. I don't believe he will be, but we're going to chop that up as well, man. Because I don't think he's going.
All right, you know what? Before we get to the Lisandro Martinez, right? No, actually, no. I'm going to start on Lisandro Martinez. I'm going to cut because you claim to have some exclusives.
Listen, man. Listen, the exclusives. I've got the drops for everything, man. Come to me, man. Because I've got the drops for everything.
Now he's telling me earlier he's got some exclusives
for you,
news on Rafinha.
Yeah, listen, man.
Now let me just warn you, right? I'm going to warn you here now, yeah, right. The AFTV audience is very unforgiving.
Ah, man, I love you guys, man. Come on, man. Before we
if you come with any bit of ITK news, no. And that don't come off, they don't like it.
Listen,
even though I know that you're saying to me something that you heard, and you're saying that your source is very reliable.
Yeah.
It better be.
Listen. Well, listen, we got to take things as a pinch of salt at times. I was got to say that at one point because we've seen, look, we all thought Rafinha was coming to Arsenal. Things change, man, and it happens in a sudden kind of drop. But
all right, well, we'll get to what you were saying. But first of all, let's start off with this Lisandro Martinez, right? As I said, Arsenal have been heavily linked with Lisandro Martinez. Manchester United now coming in for him. Let's not forget, last season, he played for the manager of Manchester United, Eric Ten Hag. He was like an integral player for him. He got the player of the season. When you look on it that way, you'd have to say they're favourites, isn't it, to get his signature if he played for him.
Do you know what? I can sort of rebuttal that straight away by saying, yes, he did play for them, but at the start of the season, he wasn't really playing as often because he just chose other players, and it was quite a weird one. A lot of the Ajax fans were thinking, why is this guy not in the team? Because he was a sort of a really good utility player, and he was really, really good in that sort of left centre-back role. But for me, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking to myself, does he actually really need to be for Man United? I think for us, we're in a better position. We actually are further along in our, I know people don't like it, the project. Compared to Man United, they're in a mess.
True.
So I get the whole factor of this whole manager, but you got to think, does he want to go to Man United? Like, I don't really look at him and think that's a certainty that he's going to Man United.
Yeah,
for me, I don't.
Even though he played under the manager, though.
I mean, look, these things are all if buts and maybes. Like, you got to look at all different kind of things when you're looking at a player. A player's in his position or the way that he is right now in his career. He doesn't want to go and start playing for these teams like Man United that are sort of needing a striker, like 2 or 3 wingers. They need a centre mid. They need he ain't gonna play, man. I just don't see.
Yeah, but then but then you could look on it and say, if he comes to Arsenal, there's no guarantee he's gonna play. Would you? If everybody's fit, would he start?
Do you know what? I think he could. I think he could
ahead
play.
of who?
Because there's possibilities for Partey to move into the left centre mid role. Possibly, I know Partey doesn't necessarily play that often, but Arteta, that's for him to work out. The whole thing with Tierney, we know the possibility of him.
No, but if
injured.
everybody's fit, does he start?
Do you know what? I'm going to say yes. And
Where?
Left centre back. Left centre back role, man.
What, instead of Gabriel?
Yes, there's a left centre back role.
You must be joking.
Left centre back role. There's an option.
Instead of Gabriel?
Yes, man. There's no. Yes.
How?
Gabriel's good, but there's deficiencies in his game that he needs to work on.
Nah, come on, man. Are you mad? He's one of our best players last year.
I will also say Arteta and Arsenal ain't bringing no backup in for 40 million. There's no way. So he's starting in that team. Robbie, come on. We know this. Right,
a player like Gabriel as well, right? Who has been excellent last season. Not only did he defend well, he scored goals as well. Yeah. I think he's one of the highest scoring centre backs last season. Right,
but we saw the deficiencies.
He's a guy as well that's in demand. There's big teams that are looking at Gabriel.
Agent talk, man. That's agent talk. No,
there's big teams.
We know that though.
No, there's big teams like Juventus. There's talk of PSG.
Yeah, for the
teams like me. Now, if you got a player like that, Gabriel, in a World Cup year, and then you also say to him, "You're not really going to start. We brought this guy in. He's going to want to go." No, Gabriel. I'd say maybe he's going to get some starts at left back. Right, because of Tierney's injury record, and it's be him. But I can't see him starting ahead of.
But isn't the whole point of buying these players to improve the squad? And I know your
of
question.
Course it is.
I know your question was to if everyone is fit, but you can't look at a signing like that. We have to look at a signing as this is going to come in and improve the competition, which they will then.
100%, I agree with you on that. But what we're saying is, when he comes to making a choice, if he goes to Man United,
but they've got Luke Shaw. They've got Maguire, they paid 80 million, and you know Man United, they're not going to just drop that player.
Yeah, but that's
and they've got Varane, or whatever you want. And they've got Eric Bailly. And they've got
they're probably going to
Twinzaby as well.
Twinzaby ain't starting ahead of Lisandro Martinez. To me, he'd have a better shout at starting at Man United than he would at Arsenal because I'm
not too sure on that one, man. I'm not too sure on that one. I really ain't too sure on that one. I don't look at it and think for certain that he's going to be starting for Man United because they love you know what it is though with those managers, they love Scott McTominay. I don't know why, but Man United, they love Scott McTominay.
I don't know.
They're getting Frankie, so where's he going to play then?
I don't know. I feel that he'd have a better chance of starting at United, even with Varane. We know Maguire's been awful. Varane weren't much better last season either, right? Yes, it would be tough to start because, and then at left back, I guess at left back, he would come in. Yeah. He would start ahead of Luke Shaw, who's been injured, very injury prone. And what's the other guy? What's the other Argentinian? Isn't it? They've got another Argentinian. Tellez.
No, he's Brazilian. But they brought this other left back as well from Feyenoord as well. They gazumped Leon.
Exactly.
So again...
So they must be bringing him, if United are going to bring him, Ten Hag is looking to bring him as a centre-back. And he may even prefer that because he's done his best work as a centre-back. He plays for Argentina as a centre-back. We're talking a lot about him playing as a left-back cover or left in a free or maybe a defensive midfielder. But if you're a player that you're in your national team because of your performances as a centre-back, why do you want to go and play other positions? You know, unless...
Mascherano did it.
He did, but I'm saying Mascherano probably, if you'd asked him, probably would have said my favourite position is to play in midfield.
I want to ask you a question. Yeah, I want to put you on the spot as well because we ain't even spoken about this. How good is Tierney? For you, because again, I like Tierney, but along with the injuries, he is a little bit of a one-trick pony. And I think that's labelled at him, which is a fair label. Like he does the same thing, and he's good at doing it, which is just literally running down the left wing, obviously overlapping and then trying to get crosses in. But where's the variation in his game? So I just want to I want you to tell me how I think he is.
I like Kieran Tierney. I think the only problem with Kieran Tierney is he's never fit.
Right.
And for me, if Kieran Tierney's fit, he plays.
Okay, so there were offers of 50 million apparently from Real Madrid and the Italians. So that could be another possibility. Getting a cheaper, better, possibly. Some people might say, I'm not saying that, but some people might say that this Martinez guy is better than Tierney. That could be another option.
Well, that's to be seen as well. That's to be seen. But for me right now, I can see what Kieran Tierney I like. I like him. So
my last point on Martinez is Tierney wasn't Arteta's he wasn't the player that he obviously bought. Arteta's buying all of these players that he's going to praise and play. So it might be a thing where he does start left back and it's Arteta's man. He wants all these players. He's got, then that's going to obviously...
there's no way he's starting a Gabriel over a thing. Sorry,
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Let's go into some of the comments here. Lots of them coming in. Dave Jordan says, Lee is right. Clumsy Gabriel getting replaced.
Dave.
You must be joking. Gabriel, you hating on Gabriel?
No. Okay, look, this is no agenda against Gabriel because I like him. I'm just saying, is he as good as what we're making up?
Yes, he is.
Come on, man.
He's one of the best centre-backs in the Premier League last season.
No, we've got to be real.
All right. Name me the centre-backs. I'm not saying he's the best centre-back, but he's one of the best centre-backs. Name me out centre-backs. I'll give you time to think about it. Name me out centre-backs that are better. I'm thinking Rudiger. Give me 5 centre-backs in the Premier League better than Gabriel whilst I'll do these super chats. Have a think about it, right? Frank K says, talking as if Arsenal are way better than United. We are at the moment. Last season proved that we were way better than United. Benny, big up Benny, says, Robbie, where'd you find this man? Gabriel was our best player, arguably last year and the year before. Get this man off here before he starts a riot.
Man, people got to start watching the game properly, man. You're looking at.
I'm with you, Benny. Not to get him off. I mean, I love his opinions, but
we're looking at the guy just thinking that he's amazing because he may not be the biggest problem. And again, I don't want it to seem like I'm putting him down. I'm just saying that we need to look at every option and every position and say, look, is that the best? If it's not, can we get better? Let's try.
Okay, Football Capo says, Man United hijack Malacia, not Martinez. Get it done, Arsenal. Dan says, this is what happens when you dilly-dally in the market. It's still early in the transfer market. I'm not really... I don't think Arsenal have been dilly-dallying in the transfer market. I'm going to be real. I don't think they have been. Franken says, talking as if Arsenal are way better than... we did that one, didn't we? Robbie, United wouldn't consider him. He's... too short for the EPL. Don't you think he can play if we have 3 at the back and Lisandro as a wing back? By the way, Gabriel is a beast. Right, come on, you give me the 5. Right. Give me 5.
Thiago Silva.
Right.
Is that not correct?
Thiago Silva. Better than Gabriel last season.
Yes, 100%.
I'm not sure. Christensen?
Yes.
No chance. No chance.
Last season.
No way.
Yep. Romero?
Nope.
Oh,
last season.
Robbie,
last season was better than...
I hate saying it, but yes,
no, he was. Romero was better than Gabriel last season.
Yes,
no chance.
Yes, he was.
No
Romero,
chance. He hardly played. He was injured for half the season.
But that doesn't matter. We're still...
No, it does matter because you're asking me about was he better than him last season? No, he weren't.
When Romero played, he had played at I believe a higher level than what Gabriel.
I don't think so. Right, come on, keep going.
Obviously, we said Rudiger.
You've given
already.
3.
We said
Rudiger 4.
Again, I'm not going to say this one is.
Thiago Silva, I'm not agreeing with either.
This one I'm going to say obviously is not last season, but he is a better player. Varane.
No, he's not. He used to be a better player.
Oh,
he used to be a better.
Man.
Varane used to be a better player.
Hey, listen.
But Varane,
I need to know what,
Varane last season.
Wear them Arsenal glasses. Take them off.
Wait a minute. I ain't got no Arsenal glasses on. Right? Rafa Varane is a world-class centre-back, yeah?
So he's better than...
Hold on, Gabriel. Right? But I said to you last season.
Yeah, no, I said...
Last season...
I said he is...
Last season, he looked like a championship centre-back in the Premier League. He was awful.
Man. Nah,
he was. Ask Man United fans.
Give him time to acclimatise and adjust.
Well, maybe this year he might do something, but last season he was nowhere near as good as Gabriel.
Anyway,
Gabriel as well. I'm sure.
Let me not.
I've seen you guys check for me. Was he the top scoring centre back last season?
No, that's good.
Not only did he defend well, he added goals to his game as well.
But he had very.
He was consistently good.
Yes, and he did. But he had highs and lows. He had some real peaks and troughs last season.
I don't think he did.
I remember the game against Brighton, but home and away. That was a poor game from him. I remember the game against
everyone's
Leeds.
Gonna have
Poor game from him.
Everyone can have a few. You know, I mean, if you used to go, if you used to speak to a Chelsea fan, he'd probably point out some poor games that Rudiger had.
Okay, anyway, I can carry on. I don't want to mention any of the Liverpool centre backs because he's not better than any of them.
No, he's not better than. Oh, hold on, wait a minute.
He's not better than Joe Gomez.
He's
not better than Joe Gomez.
Going off last season, Joe Gomez didn't even play.
Yeah, but he's
the only one. The only one you could make. Actually, I'd make an argument for Matip and Van Dijk, right? I thought they were both brilliant last season.
They're not better than Gabriel.
So you could put those two are better than Gabriel, 100%. Right? Last season, 100%. But I don't know. Last season, right?
Robbie,
wait a minute. Van Dijk was better than was definitely better than Gabriel last 100%. Season. Matip probably, I think they were on a par.
Oh my, Robbie.
But there's no way. I don't think Thiago Silva was not better than Gabriel last season. Thiago Silva had.
Even if you don't.
Right, look at some of the nightmare performances that Chelsea had.
Even if you don't want me to, what about Arsenal? And he was part of the defensive.
And you're saying Romero was injured half the season. Yes. I'm not saying Romero is not a
Romero had his peak games were better than Gabriel's peak games.
No. I'm disagreeing with you. Gabriel, hence why
I don't want to talk about any of the Man City
hence why everybody, right? Everybody.
Can we not run a poll? Who would, out of the 3 centre backs that are kind of irking you? Romero, Gabriel, Thiago Silva, and Matip.
For last season. I mean, because you're going off.
Yeah, no, okay, last season.
You're going off a history.
Let's see where Gabriel finishes.
You're going off a history, right? To me, we can do a poll. Get a poll. Can we do a
poll?
Let's get a poll running. But for
Romero, Gabriel,
Romero had some decent games last season, but he was injured for half the season.
Thiago Silva and Matip.
With Romero, we'll see this season. Certainly, he's come in as a very highly rated centre back.
Yeah.
We'll see this season. We didn't really, even if you used to speak to Tottenham fans, he was injured. I think he was injured for half of the season.
You're making me feel like I'm a Spurs fan.
No.
I'm not trying to make I hate Spurs.
I'm not trying to make you feel like I'm a Spurs fan, right? Matip, yes. Van Dijk, I know the argument. You could argue maybe a Laporte.
No one from Man City. He's not better than no one from Man City.
Diaz again. He had a poor season last year. He was injured and he didn't have a great season.
But he did have a better season than he did. Still have a better season than Gabriel.
No, he did not. He did not. You're going off of
defense.
No, but he himself did not. He was injured for most of it. And he himself did.
No, he wasn't.
He was. Diaz. He was injured.
He had a little stint. Yeah.
He was injured for a lot of the season. He didn't have. The season before, he was amazing. Last season, he was.
I'm gonna because we should move.
Laporte had a decent.
My thing is, and he's not better than John Stones. My thing is with
he was better than John Stones last season.
Oh my!
He was better than John Stones last season. Yes, he was.
Hey, someone take his
Put
Arsenal...
some respect on Gabriel's name, man.
Someone take Robbie's Arsenal glasses off, please.
Put some respect on Gabriel's name.
Hey, what's the chat say? Where's the poll?
Right,
Where's the poll? Where's the poll? I need
the poll's up. Give it time.
I need to give it poll, man.
Give it poll time. See, you're coming in now. You're coming in causing trouble. Right? I don't know what.
Robbie, man. You're Robbie. You know what? You know I like Robbie because he's stick to his
This is a man coming in causing some serious trouble, man. Trust me. Right, KD says, Robbie, I did that one. Hold on.
Yeah.
Right, Dave Jordan says, Virgil van Dijk, Diaz, Laporte, Rudiger, White, Konate, Matip are better. Right? Now, but listen, I'm saying I want you, when you're considering things, don't just go by the name of the player.
No, I'm not.
Go by last season. Why is it that Juventus, all these big teams are after Gabriel?
Look, KD said Diaz as well. I said
he didn't have a good season, Diaz, last season. He had a decent, he was okay. Gabriel had a good season. Ben Davis is better. See, look, that's what you cause, man. Even coming on and saying Ben Davis is better than, you know. Rudiger, Diaz, Virgil van Dijk. James Gummer says, your guest is watching his TV upside down. He said Gabby was on fire. Benny says, this is proper entertainment. Big up for finding this guy, so he's not feeling you. Ramiro Epica says, Ramiro's a beast. Robbie sounds like Ty today.
Thank you.
You're going off, listen.
No, we're going off last season.
Last season, Ramiro did not play enough games for me to compare him to Gabriel. He was out for a lot of games. Listen, even though he's a Tottenham player, he's a top quality defender. They paid a lot of money for him. But if you're going off of last season, Gabriel was brilliant. Gabriel's he's a Brazilian international.
Hold on, let me make my point clear. He was good, but he wasn't better than some of the centre-backs that I've named.
I think he was.
Where's Judges, man?
Man is going off of FIFA ratings to rank the centre-backs.
Hold on, you missed one. Romero was a beast. No.
Yeah, I did that one. Don't worry. Don't worry. You think I'm dodging it? AA says Thiago was definitely better. Romero, Van Dijk, Konate, Matip, Rudiger. LFC says Gabriel is on par with Matip. Are you mental? You were the one that said Matip was being better than Van Dijk, which I did feel. He was better than Van Dijk last season. No, but I just said on par because I think Gabriel had as good a season as Matip. I really do. Whereas the consistency.
Are you saying that?
Hold on, let me do some more. Don Robbie. Arsenal should sign. Some guy trying to bait me. DBZ Ultra says, Robbie, the guy next to you is deluded. Tell him to go. KB2 says, John Stones is not good. Just chill out. John Stones is not better than Gabriel last season. Young Gunner says, Gabriel would fit into any of the Premier League sides outside. Would fit into any Premier League sides outside the top 6. He's trying to be funny. And had a better season than Silva, Romero and Christensen, no debate. What's he saying? He'd fit into any of the top sides.
Yeah, he would fit.
He'd fit into any of the top.
He's saying he had a better season than those.
He'd definitely fit into any of the top. Gabriel could play for Man City.
Oh, Robbie, come on.
Gabriel could play for Man City. Diaz and Gabriel.
Can I just say,
right?
The centre-backs
Miles Smith says if Gabriel had a Man City or Liverpool shirt on, he'd be regarded as one of the best in the league. Arsenal players don't get the respect they deserve. Miles.
And I do like Gabriel.
Playing in a poorer team, playing in a midfield that doesn't protect him as he should, like what they have at Man City and or at Liverpool, where you've got you've got a Fabinho in front. He ain't had that. This is what you've caused, saying Phil Jones is better than Gabriel.
So you would rather Romero and Varane currently over Gabriel?
You're a names guy.
No, I'm not.
You're names. You're Mr. Names, right? So you'd be like you saw last season all the Man United fans were gassed up.
Quality of the player.
All the Man United fans were gassed up because they got in Varane. Right? Varane is a world class centre back.
Okay, cool.
But last season he was not world class. He was terrible.
I said that.
He was terrible. So you can't just list out names. We got to go for their performances last season. That's why Juventus were interested in signing him. That's why PSG was showing an interest. That's why top teams around Europe are interested in Gabriel.
Hey, this guy is perfect. Please, I need the next one read out.
Maddie says, Robbie, we lost 13 games last season. Gabriel is good, but I think as Arsenal fans, we haven't seen that in a while. We're overhyping him a little. But how many games did Tottenham lose?
This is my whole point.
This is the great Romero. How many games did they lose?
When he was playing, he was part of a new defence.
No, hold it.
Romero was playing.
Where did Man United finish? Varane's better.
No, I didn't say Varane's better. I said that overall he's a better player, but I didn't.
Come on, man.
No, Robbie,
go off of last season.
Yeah,
right?
I'm going off of last season. That's what I'm doing.
Doing a poll in the Arsenal channel will definitely put Gabriel on top. Benny says, Mans probably thinks that England will beat USA. Deluded. We will. We will. Matty says, Robbie, yeah, we just done that one. Gabs plays like his laces are tied together. White is clearly better, says Dave Jordan. Romero, Silva play in a back three for Chelsea. They don't even rate Christensen, which is true. With that logic, Tierney is the second, third best left back in the Premier League. So why replace him? White has to go. He says, oh, no. Young Gunner says, laugh out loud. No, I'm saying he would get into most sides, bar Liverpool and City. Maybe Chelsea. Get into Chelsea's team. Gabriel was outstanding last season, says Bilal. Not only in defence-wise, but he was the highest scorer on the Premier League as well as a defender. He said, die-hard Canadian Gooner. The guy on the right is speaking facts, no joke, says Ravanelli.
That's got to be me.
Yeah, you said, yeah.
I'm speaking facts.
I thought you meant it's got to be me and that you said it to yourself. KB Tube says, are we sure he's an Arsenal fan? Our middle is trash compared to other teams. We don't have the same cover individual. He's better than most centre-backs. Look what you've caused, man. I'm trying to talk about Lisandro Martinez.
Man, you come out here, you've got, you know
Look what you caused.
Hold on. Where's the poll? Can I just see the poll?
The poll at the moment. Hold on.
I just want to see the poll.
Right, the poll at the moment, 17% Romero, 41% Gabriel,
Silva is
31%
lost.
Matip, Silva 11%. I don't think Silva was okay last season, but, and I rate Silva, obviously we know he's knocking on a bit.
Yeah.
If you compare, you can't compare Gabriel overall as a defender.
I'm talking about last season.
With all the achievements that Silva have done, but if you're looking at last season, he was better. He was good last season.
I'm looking at last
You're
season.
too overcritical. Serious, man.
And I like Gabriel because this is what people are going to go, oh, now, like, I don't like Gabriel, this and that. I do like Gabriel. I just don't think he's as good at this moment as what people are making him out to be.
I do. I think he's good. I think, if anything, he doesn't get his flowers. I really do. I mean, and like that guy pointed out there, you know what I mean? It's not like he's got, like, the help that some of those other teams have got. You know what I mean? He hasn't got Kante and Kovacic in his midfield to protect him. He hasn't got Rodri in front of him. He hasn't got Fabinho in front of him in his midfield.
If we're talking about Varane, though,
you've got Xhaka.
Varane's got Maguire next to him. If we're going off that logic.
But do you remember when we played United? Look at the mistake that Varane made. He was awful. He's a world class. I can pick out when Gabriel's he's a world class player, Varane. He's world class. But last year he had a hard time. He had a very poor season. Speak to United fans, Man United fans. If you're in the stream, tell me if I'm telling a lie. He was poor.
One thing I like about Gabriel, I have to give it to him. Props to the guy. He scored a lot of crucial goals, and I have to give it. He scored against. I remember that Leicester. He scored against quite a few teams. It was some really good goals.
Beast at the back, like that guy said. A beast at the back, commanding. You know what I mean? Like that guy got to get the headers in blocks.
Robbie, man, take the glasses off, man. Take the
glasses. I ain't got no. I don't wear glasses.
No, take the Arsenal ones that you've got hidden somewhere,
I ain't got no Arsenal glasses on. I'm talking the truth.
Have you got someone in your ear telling you to...
You got someone in your ear, man.
Man. Tell him to take the thing out the air, man. Come on.
Oh, my God. There's still some more. Let me get... Before we get back on track with what I was trying to talk about with Lisandro Martinez. Dulian says centre-backs better than Gabriel, Rudiger, Van Dijk, Matip, Konate, Diaz, Laporte, Stones. Nope. Ben Davies.
No, come on, Ben Davies.
I'll stop talking now. Even he's put there
like... Oh my God, I couldn't even...
Even he's put Fofana, not last season. Okay, Fofana had an unbelievable first season, and then Fofana got injured. Fofana, I rate...
The Wolves centre-backs.
Connor Cody! Oh, get out of here, man. What?
Last season!
Connor Cody can't even play in a back four.
The other guy, the tall guy. What's his
sorry,
name?
man, none of them. Size?
No, not size, man.
None of them can talk to Gabriel.
What's the other tall guy that is almost scored?
It must be you. None of them last season. None of them last season.
What is his name, man?
Pikia says Ben Davis 6.77
Kilman
had a better who scored rating than Gabriel. Are you seriously trying to tell me that's what you've started? That Ben Davis is better than Gabriel?
Listen,
my God.
Look, the facts are there.
Wayne Sage says Gabriel is easily one of the best centre-backs in the league last season. Anybody thinking otherwise isn't watching. Also, Arsenal didn't have a consistent back four throughout the season. Arsenal fans like to degrade Arsenal players. I pronounce this Miena, says Varane with Maguire, Gabriel would be in trouble too.
Thank you. Exactly.
I'm sorry.
Yes, Miena, come on.
And All Seeking Eye says Robbie was taking the deluded title of Thai.
Mate, people are
you lot are sleeping, man.
People aren't agreeing with me.
A couple, you got one or two, Robbie, man. A couple of your brethren him out there. You know what I mean? Mars says also we're forgetting that Gabriel was the highest scoring centre back last season. Facts. Charlie Reed says we can't deny all the goals Gabriel scored. KD Tube says this guy has me cross, bro. Barca wants him. Juventus want him. Look at Varane. Why he looks so bad? His midfield is not good, and his partner is a fridge. Come on, man. Fabrizio Romano says, "Here we go. Phil Jones to Arsenal. Swap for Gabriel." Zane says, "Maddison, De Bruyne, Thiago, Bernardo Silva, Mount, Gundogan, Gallagher are all better than Odegaard. So will Lee replace them? There are 7 right backs better than Tomiyasu." And Ravanelli says, I'm rooting for my guy on the right until he said Connor Cody.
No, right? I'm talking about Kilman. I'm talking about Kilman.
Even Kilman had a decent start.
I went talking about Connor Cody.
You see, this is the thing. You get blinded by these things.
No,
Kilman,
you asked me who had a better season. I'm telling Kilman.
Kilman had a decent start to the season.
No, he had a good season.
Gabriel had a good season.
Overall, he had a good season.
And you can't just pinpoint and say, oh, well, I watched a couple of games. Every centre back, even Virgil van Dijk is going to have a couple of games where they looked a bit shaky.
Yeah.
He had a great season.
He did have a good season. He had a good season, not a great season. He had a good season.
He was one of our best players last season, Gabriel.
That could be true, but he still just had a good season. And you can't say we had an excellent season because no one did, because we finished 5th. Is that not facts?
Anyway, I don't think, getting back to what you originally said, and this how this argument started, guys, how it originally started is that, you know, Lee's saying that he thinks Lisandro Martinez, he'd bring him in and he would start ahead of Gabriel. No.
Look, it could be left back. Man. It could be
left back. That's what I'm saying. It's what he's going to have to consider.
It could also be the left centre back role, in my opinion. But look,
I'm thinking to myself, right? You know where I think it could come in, right? Lisandro Martinez, right? I feel that it gives you options where obviously he could play at left back. We know Tierney's injury record is horrific, so he could play at left back. The guy can play as a defensive midfielder. He's done that for Argentina.
Yep.
And if we go to a back 3, you could put Ben White, Gabriel down the middle, and then you could have Lisandro Martinez as the other, as that third centre back. And then maybe even have Kieran Tierney as a wing back. So I can see the appeal of it. What I'm saying is right at the start with Lisandro Martinez and the decision he's going to have to make is last season he got player of the season at Ajax, playing as a centre back. He plays for Argentina as a centre back. Does he want to come to Arsenal and be sort of used in a utility role? Or will he say to himself, I'd rather go to Man United because I'll play as a centre-back? And it's Ten Hag. So we do need to be a bit worried about this Man United.
The whole point of this Lisandro Martinez playing in the left centre-back role, which is his favourite position, at Man United, Maguire is playing there. So if that's the case, and if Maguire doesn't play there, or Varane's going to play there, none of those players are going to be displaced. The other point I'm going to make, and this is obviously nothing about Gabriel being good or not, Gabriel is an important player for the team just because there is no one else to replace him. So, because Pablo...
we need competition.
So not even God forbid, hopefully it doesn't happen, but if...
because Pablo Murray's not... we're going to sell Pablo Murray.
If Gabriel gets injured, we have a straight replacement. There's no sort of issues.
I hear that. I'm with you on that, but I'm saying... It's a choice. I'm thinking him as a player now. The choice he's going to have to make is United, Arsenal. Where am I going to play more?
Arsenal, 100% Arsenal.
And that's going back to the original. Where am I going to play? Am I going to play as a centre back regularly for Arsenal?
Even just looking at it,
and I don't think he starts ahead of Gabriel.
Even at looking at it on a simplistic point of view, they are not. He's not displacing. At Man United, he's not displacing Maguire. He's not displacing Varane. In my opinion, he's not.
He should do.
So
but
we're
not Varane, but Maguire's been awful.
At their club, they are not going to let an £80 million player sit on the bench, and they're not going to put Varane on the bench. That's clear. They've already got 2 left backs in Luke Shaw and this new guy that they've got from Feyenoord. Yeah. So they are not going to let those 2 players sit on the bench for the sake of Lisandro Martinez. So the only next option is DM in that number 6 role, and they obviously have Frankie de Jong coming in, who's going to play pretty much every game, and they're going to play McTominay or Fred, because those are the kind of players that they're going to be playing. I'm telling you, Bridget, he is not playing.
So what's he going to? So you think
he's going to play more Arsenal? 100%. Yeah. Robbie,
all right.
In the last 10 years,
I hear you on that.
When have we had a season where we haven't had players injured? He knows that before. He knows that. He watches Arsenal. I know he does. He watches the Premier League, and he's probably wondering why Arsenal players are always injured himself. I'm telling you, man, he's going to play more Arsenal.
Okay, on that you could be right.
He's going to play more.
You could be right, but I'm just saying, I'm not sure he'd start Arsenal.
He ain't going to be a starter for either team. Let's just make that abundantly
Not starting
clear.
At Arsenal.
He's not starting at Man United.
So if he's not starting at Arsenal, should we be paying £45 million for him, for a player that's not going to start?
If as a manager of the team and of the club, if you want a player, go and get him. There should be no dilly-dallying about, he's gone over the price that we want to pay for him. If you know that this is the player that in your first, and he's not gone, he's not like he's going to, I guess like you could say, a bigger club, like a Barcelona or Real Madrid. He's not gone to any of those clubs. He's going to either Man United, who, yes, are a bigger club than Arsenal, or obviously Arsenal. So for me, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking very simplistically, like, Arsenal, to me, is a better decision.
All right, on the poll, by the way, still Gabriel way ahead with 42%, Ramiro 17%, Matic 30%, Silva on 11%.
Oh, I don't know how Silva's lost. I really don't.
Vino says, we discussed Rafinha like this and Chelsea hijacked the deal. Now Lisandro with Man United. Let's talk about Rafinha. Now, before the show, you revealed to me that you have a very good source.
Yeah. No HP sauce. No ketchup or nothing like that.
You got a very good source who said to you what?
He's told me that Rafinha, and this is common knowledge, he wants to go to Barcelona. That's been his first choice all along. And I've been told he doesn't want to go to Chelsea. I've been told that. He doesn't want to play for Chelsea. And the sort of delay right now is because, and obviously there's been reports and there's been pictures of his agent, Deco, in Barcelona today. He wants to go to Barcelona. And I think what's been happening is Barcelona are sort of asking Leeds to delay and, well, not even delay, they've been asking Leeds to accept that lower bid or the payment structure to be a little bit different, because the whole thing with Chelsea is they're offering more money up front compared to what Arsenal are offering. And they're asking that from Barcelona's side to ask Leeds to change the way that the payment structure can be so that he can go to Barcelona. And that's pretty obvious, though. We know that he wants to go to Barcelona, so I'm not giving away new news, but I've just been told he doesn't want to go to Chelsea.
Doesn't want to go to Chelsea.
And he doesn't even fit. We spoke about this earlier, and I'm sure people will say the same thing. He doesn't actually fit directly into the team because Chelsea don't play with wingers. They don't. They play with like number 10s, a forward striker, and the wing backs. The wing backs are the creative players. And what is he going to play right wing back? Come on, like it don't make sense.
Yeah, but all right. Well, is there any hope for Arsenal? Do you think in this whole thing, or do you think it's dead?
Do you know what? What I will say is, whether there's hope or not, I don't want players that we're having to beg. I don't want players that we have to beg or we have to sort of really sort of bargain with or pretend that we are.
Yeah, but that's part of it. It's part of the.
It is, but
it's part of the business, isn't it?
It is, but when you got players like in that mold that are you're sort of having to almost grab towards the club, like kicking and crawling away.
He's in demand.
He is in demand, but if you want to play for Arsenal, like so I saw someone say this, and it's so true. If you don't want to play for Arsenal when we're in Europa League, you don't deserve to play for Arsenal when we're in the Champions League. You be part of the process. Help us get to the next point. If you're that guy, yeah,
it's all right to say. It's all right to say.
Man,
professional footballers.
Exactly.
Right. So at the end of the day, he's got a choice right now: Barcelona, Chelsea, Arsenal.
All right. I'm just saying.
Barcelona ain't got the money, right?
Listen, there's a lot more money at Barcelona than people think.
Well, Barcelona at the moment can't even register Frank Kessie and Christensen.
Yeah, that's true.
They ain't got the money at the moment. I guess if they was to sell Frankie de Jong, maybe they might have that might help them with their finances. You are right. His preferred destination is Barcelona. We've been hearing that all along. Mm-hmm. But if it comes down to Arsenal and Chelsea, see, where we messed up is not getting that Champions League, innit? But you can't say to a player, right, come and help us get in that, or we don't want you. It's supply and demand, isn't it? You got a player that's a great player, talented player, 3 big clubs are after him. He's got a choice to make.
And especially if Arsenal are the lowest on the list of his preferences, why are we still sort of begging this guy to come? I know you.
Well, maybe we're not.
I know
maybe
you have
we're
to
not
bargain on what. This is, I don't know this for a fact, but this is obviously the news that is coming out that we're last on his list. That just doesn't sit right with me, man. Like, you have to have a player that, yes, you can sell the project and the idea, but when you have to almost beg a man to come, but imagine you take a girl on a date. You're taking this girl on a date and you're like, all right, I'm going to take her somewhere where she may not want to go necessarily, but then at the end of the night, she don't like the date, she don't like the food, all of this other stuff. You wasted your money. I'm asking for my money back. I'm asking for my money back, Reggie. I'm asking for my money back.
I was wondering where you was going with that, man. I was like, I'll just keep this, don't get us cancelled. No.
We're good. We're all clear, man. We're good. We're good.
I hear you on that. Listen, if it is quite clear that he's not interested in a move to Arsenal, then yeah, you're right. We should just move on. But to me, they've obviously had signals, and the talk was that he was interested in coming to Arsenal. His first choice was Barcelona, then he was interested to come to Arsenal. But the thing is, they put the money on the table, Chelsea. They've put, apparently, like I think you described that well, what they've done basically, they've come in and they've said, listen, we will give you the majority of the money up front. And I think that's not what Arsenal don't want to do that. They don't want to give the majority of the money up front, but Chelsea are prepared to give the majority of the money up front. Yeah. And that's what's put them right ahead of it. And plus they're willing to pay 60, 65 million. Do you think that's 65 million for Rafinha? You think that's a good deal?
You know what though, like when you think about it, it's not even about, it's hard to say right now, because if we get top 4 and he leads us there, it's a good deal. Like he's paid us back tenfold. Obviously, if we don't and we finish fifth or sixth, then there's going to be questions asked, and that's what's been sort of labelled at Pepe at this moment in time. The reason why it looks like such a bad deal is because he's been here 3 years, and in truth, we've not been close to, well, we've been relatively close, but we've not got into that top 4, and he hasn't played a major role in getting us anywhere near where we need to be. So for me, I would say at this current moment in time, 60 million is enough, because goals win you games. Goals is the entertainment of the game and of the sport. So look, it's hard because he's coming from a smaller club, and in yesteryear, like years ago, we were being able to sort of bully these smaller teams, but everyone's got money now. So 65 million now isn't 65 million pounds back in the day. So
you'd pay it?
I would pay it. I wouldn't go 70. I think 70. I'm scarred by the number 70 with this Pepe thing as well. So I don't want anywhere near 70 million, man. But what I will say is, again, going back to what I said before, if Arteta wants this guy, I wouldn't go for him necessarily. But if Arteta wants this guy, then look. So
you wouldn't go for him now because you think you don't want us 100%. So forget it.
Originally, and this was before this whole Rafinha thing broke, I would have gone for Gnabry anyway. I would have gone for him because I think you've alluded to it on many occasions. We have no real stardust. We don't have anyone that's world-class or even close to being world-class. You would probably say the closest is probably Saka, and he's nowhere near being world-class. So for me, I'm looking at it and I'm like, how can we start to add that real quality and stardust? He's an Arsenal boy. He was raised at Arsenal, sorry. Come back home. Like, that's for me what I'm looking at.
Serge Gnabry.
Serge, man, bring him home, man. Bring it. And look, you know what was even sweeter? When he scored those 3 goals against Spurs, and he put in his Instagram, North London's red. Bring him home, man. Bring him home.
It would be a very popular signing if we could. What about I was talking this morning on my show, and I know James has also done an excellent video. It's going to be out later on as well, talking about alternatives. You've got to watch that because he's come up with a few other alternatives. Some of the alternatives I was looking at to Rafinha that would probably be cheaper. Musa Diaby at Bayer Leverkusen.
Right, so again...
Probably about 54, 55
I want to
million.
know, again, it would be interesting to know what the chat and what people think. You see the issue with someone like Musa Diaby, as good as he is, I don't want any more young players. Because when you get the young players...
He's 22.
He's 22, but I want seasoned professionals. I want seasoned, almost, not veterans, but really... quality, proven, season in, season out. And Gnabry's done this now for 4 years at the top level. I don't want no one who's still got to get to that next stage and prove himself. I want proper quality. What Man City do, they're bringing in players that, even Haaland, you could say at the age of 21 is a made man in world football. I don't want no... you still got to prove it.
I think what you're saying is not necessarily that young, but you want someone who's done it. They've done it at the highest level for a couple of seasons. And
they're coming in, and you know
what you're getting.
You're expecting.
You're not buying potential.
No more potential, man. I don't want as much as we and as good as well as these players have done, the ESRs and the Sakas and the Martinellis and the Ben Whites and Tomiyasus. All of these players that are young players have done exceptionally well. I now want to add, and
don't forget.
Gabriel's been good. He's been good.
He's young as well, I remember.
He is young. But I just want players that are now at that point where they want to win, and they're ready to win now. They're not waiting for this sort of...
So some of the other players I looked at this morning, like Cody Gakpo of PSV, but again, another young guy, isn't he?
He looks, again, another...
And again, potential.
Listen, guys, I want you to make sure you watch that video with James later, because there's a player that he mentions, and please, I don't want to say what club, I want you to watch it. I don't want this guy at my club, man. I don't want this guy.
Give us a tip.
Listen, he's doing a lot of campaigning for food, man, but he needs to just concentrate on the pitch. That's all I'm going to say.
I know you took it. I'm going to reveal it as well. Rashford.
I don't want no Trashford at my club, man. Concentrate on your football. Say at your club.
Put some respect on his name, man. He's done some great things.
He's done some wonderful things, man. Listen, I'm a school teacher, so listen, anything you can do for the kids and sort of promoting sort of young players, young people around the world, all good. But in terms of football,
the way you're talking about Gabriel, I wouldn't want to be in one of your pupils.
Listen,
man.
anyone that's in my class,
I bet no one get any ratings in your school.
And make sure you bring your homework, otherwise you're getting 50 press ups, mate. 50 on the spot, mate. 50 of them. Come on.
Right, I'll tell you what, man. He probably still got the cane.
Hey, listen,
you know what I mean? Knowing you. You know what I mean?
I tell you what, man. The kids in my school, some of them are just they're wild, but
they give you the cane.
Yeah, exactly. They're teaching me a thing or two. Yeah.
All right, let's get back into. There's so many comments that have come in. They're loving you today. They're loving you today.
Big up.
3P King says, I'm a United fan. Martinez is 100% starting if he was at Man United. I'm a blue Dabadai says, Barca need De Jong money before they can buy anymore, which looks like it's going to take some time. So, I can't see Rafinha holding on for ages and ages for Barcelona. I can't see it. They're going to have to, and plus Leeds. If you're Leeds, you don't want to sell to a club that's going to want to pay under that amount, or they'll just say, well, you know what, forget it. It's not like he's got a year left on his deal. They just say, forget it. Well, I'll keep hold of him.
But why would he want to go Chelsea and possibly play right wing back? It don't make no sense.
Yeah, I think, even obviously I'm an Arsenal fan, so I want him to come to Arsenal. But I think he'd be better suited to Arsenal, especially with the Brazilian contingent that's there, especially with Jesus coming in. You know what I mean? I just think with him and Jesus together, I think it would be... That's why it just seems so appealing to me, Yeah. James Gunman says, give Napoli 60 million and get Osimhen.
I like that.
Instead goals.
I like that.
Yeah, but that's pipe dream, because...
It is a pipe dream, but I like that.
Napoli are quoting 100 million for Osimhen.
I saw news
he ain't worth that.
I saw news reports that the agents were in London and we were chatting to them. So, look, again, if
probably
Arsenal want to...
down Oxford Street or something, you know what I mean? Down Bond Street. You know what I mean? Listen, you're not getting Osimhen for 60 million.
No, if we want
Look how many years Koulibaly's been You know what I mean? They've kept in there at Napoli. When teams have come in with big fees, they drive a hard bargain.
But if we want to make a statement, again, is he worth 100 million?
No.
100% no. Not at this moment in time. And again, it probably goes against what I was saying because I think he's 24. But like for me, if we want to make a statement, slap the money, slap that 100 mil.
No. Look, there's a guy that's left Chelsea today who's gone to Inter Milan. Who costs literally 100 million. Just under that. It's been an absolute flop. Now, Chelsea, the most embarrassing situation I've ever seen of a football club where you bought a player for 100 million and you sent him back on loan. All right, I know Inter Milan are paying his wages, and they're paying a fee, a loan fee for a year, but basically you're giving them back a player that you paid them 100 million for 10 million. For a year, and then if you don't bang, they can just send him back to you.
So what are you saying? The Italian league isn't good, or you're saying that you just
No, I think Osimhen's a good player. He's not worth nowhere near 100 million pounds. And listen, I want to see Arsenal go out there and spend. You know, I mean, normally I'm that guy who says, listen, I don't care, I just want to buy. But to me, that would be a waste of money. He's not worth 100 million pounds.
Can I ask you a question?
For 100 million pounds, I want a young Lewandowski.
Can I ask you a question then? What if the 100 million pounds didn't affect all the other players that we were buying? So we just said, you know what? Kroenke said, you know what? I got money to blow. And he said, we're going to splash that. I'm going to give you that extra 100 million.
I think I'd still be wanting him to get someone better.
So you
I like Osimhen.
Even if...
No. I like Osimhen, but... No, if money's no object...
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, then get him. So if money's no object, but it is an object, isn't it?
No, but I'm saying...
For our football club, it is. If money was no object, go and get Osimhen, yeah.
But what about if there's a bit of a difference? Like this season, this summer, I should say, it looks like we're sort of going out there to put money on the table.
Yeah, but obviously we're still being sensible because if we were just splashing the cash, we would be getting Rafinha, wouldn't we?
My other sort of theory is we're not trying to go too hard in terms of going in for these players and playing over the odds for the likes of Lisandro Martinez and your Rafinhas because we might be going big for somewhere else.
Well, you know what? I was chatting to a guy earlier on, and I was saying to him just that. I was going, let's not panic in this transfer window. So far, I think Arsenal have done very good business. So far, Arsenal, remember, this is the same Arsenal that normally just panic buys at the end of a window, yeah? So far, we've bought in Jesus, 45 million. We bought in Fabio Vieira, that's 34 million, right? Marquinhos, 5 million. We spent over 80 million pounds already. I think a lot of people are forgetting that. Over 80 million pounds Arsenal have already spent, right? Now, I would love Rafinha, right? I would still like us to get Tielemans. And I do think we need like a Lisandro Martinez or somebody of that ilk is going to be, right? So for me, if the Rafinha one has gone dead, so be it. I'm kind of with you, right? So I've got a theory. Say for instance, a Serge Gnabry. If you're going to buy a Serge Gnabry in this transfer window, right, you do play a waiting game. Unless there's loads of teams in for him. Because, let me just give you like some of the economics around it. Now, let's just say, for instance, Gabriel Jesus, he's got 1 year left on his contract. We've actually paid a lot of money for a player that's only got 1 year left because we paid 45 million.
Do you think...
For a player that's got 1 year left, right? That's a lot, right? But because, you know, you can look at it, Mane, he's got a year left. He only costs...
But he's older. He's
older, but he costs 35 million. And there's other players that have got a year left that are going for way less than that. But what it is, it's about supply and demand. Lots of teams were looking at Jesus. So Arsenal, they're desperate for a striker. We had to pay it. Otherwise, we'd lose that. We wouldn't get him. In the case of a Rafinha now, in the case of a Serge Gnabry now, Arsenal can look on it and say, right, he's still trying to negotiate. Bayern want to keep him. But they don't want to pay him the mega wages he's after.
Yeah.
So it makes sense if you were doing something like that for Arsenal to just wait it out. You know, the transfer window shuts on the 1st of September. If it starts to get near down to the end of the window, and nobody else, you know, you can only wait it out if no one obviously is coming in for Serge Gnabry, right? if you wait it out now down to the end of the window, Bayern Munich might start getting jittery. They might start saying to themselves, you know what? If we don't sell this guy, he's obviously not going to sign a new contract. That means that come January, we're talking about 50, 60 million for him. Come January, he'll be like 25 million.
So hold
right?
on.
If we don't sell him in January, he walks away for nothing next summer.
So how much
Zero.
are you willing to pay for him now? How much are you willing to pay, and what's a good deal for you? So there's two different parts.
I think, listen, Arsenal have just put on the table 50 million, I think was what they're saying, for Rafinha. So for me, go in, 50 million. I know the wages are going to be way more because Rafinha, I saw reports that his wages are about 120 a week.
Oh, yeah, okay.
120,000 a week. Somebody like a Serge Gnabry, you're talking
300.
Nearly £300,000 a week. He's a world-class player.
100%.
So you've got to factor that in. So then that whole transfer, as well as the 50 and the wages, you're talking about a player that's going to be nearly £100 million.
Exactly.
Right, so I'd wait it out, try and see if we get near the window, offer buying like a 30, 40, and then getting a Serge Gnabry.
You see, the problem with that is such a dangerous game
to play
because you're not guaranteed the player.
No.
2, you allow other teams to come in and do the same thing.
No, but I said I'd only you wait it out. But if you see like another team's hovering now, then you got to make your move.
Yeah, but you never know. Like you don't know how these things work. And the other thing I'm looking at it and I'm thinking to myself is, like, how many seasons have we done this? And again,
but at least this time we've got some of our main. We've got a couple of the main target this transfer window. Our main signing. Our main position is to get a striker.
But that's the blockbuster deal. That would be a blockbuster deal. And shout out to Turkey because when I chat to him, we always kind of say some of the stuff that is quite similar. So I'm sure he would agree with this point. Is every season we go in and we're waiting to kind of get our players in. We've done all right so far. We've got a couple of players.
We haven't waited, have we?
We haven't. But what I'm saying is, we shouldn't be waiting for these players. We have to go in and we have to go in strong and get these players.
Yes, you do. But
I don't want to have to wait because Arteta.
But you got to be smart with it because, for instance, right, from what I heard from somebody that I know, right, that who's sort of got links. That with the Fabio Vieira thing, the reason why Arsenal you remember that just came out of nowhere. Bang.
Yeah.
Apparently, Arsenal were going to wait on that one.
But it's Porto though.
But what it was, there's other clubs hovering around, right? And they were like, nah, we want him. We got to move now. If we don't move now, bang, we're not going to get this guy. So they went, bang, got him. If you see
I hear you.
There's hierarchy at Porto that are absolutely livid with that sale. They're saying, why did we sell this guy for only £34 million? He's 22. He's worth way more than that, right? So sometimes you've got to move quick, but you've got to be, I think with the transfer market, we all want us to go out there and just get everyone straight away. It's not as simple as that.
I think, again, just because we can put a button in that surge part, is I genuinely look at it and I'm like, do you know what? We would have a strong chance of getting the whole the Gnabry because he's an Arsenal boy, which we kind of spoke about before. It's obvious. So why don't we just go in and just act like a big club? Look, everyone was talking about yesterday, the whole thing with Chelsea. Look at everyone saying online, and you kind of think about it. We only got Fabio Vieira possibly because no one else was in for him, like as the way we were directing went in for him. The same thing like Jesus, it was pretty obvious that he was going to come to us. He wasn't going to go to Spurs or Chelsea because of the possible other players in those positions. He knows that number 9 was for him. So when we go up against competition, we seem to falter. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just go in now, get the guy, get him accustomed maybe not so much get him accustomed because he's been in London for a few years before, but just get him accustomed to the way that we're going to play.
Would you get like Lisandro Martinez right now?
No, the order of the play. I'm getting the centre mid, so possibly Tielemans, whoever it is that Arteta wants, and then I'm going straight back in for that winger because that's the big player. And then what happens with Lisandro Martinez? And again, what I will say is, How many other, and you made a good point, how many other players are like a Lisandro Martinez, who's a utility player, who can play midfield and play sort of in a defensive role? There are many players like that. There are many players that are maybe not to the quality of Rafinha, but you mentioned some, and again, cheeky plug, check out James later on. He's going to mention some other players that can be like a Rafinha kind of player. So I just think going big for your big man, get him in the door early, man.
Okay, listen, there's so many. Let me do some of these comments, man. There's loads of them. We're running out of time as well. Time's flown today.
Man, because
you come on and you cause trouble.
Man. You're talking about Gabriel, and I'm like,
trying to guy coming here causing no trouble comes with Gabriel.
Man, listen, if I see you on the road, I'm still going to ask for the picture, man.
If Gabriel, just no. Blank him, Gabriel. Blank him.
Picture, man,
right? Owen Campbell says, Robbie, I hear you ask, do we need Rafinha? We have this, we have that. You never learn, Robbie. Until the season start, we're getting cooked by Liverpool or Crystal Palace. Wake up, man. We need better players and goals. No, but stop panicking, man. What's up with some people? Chill out.
But it's happened to us. We've got PTSD, man. It happens to us every season. Every season,
that
we're
is
like,
true.
yeah, we're going to get this.
You know, that's actually true.
We're going to get this.
All right, yeah, I apologise.
And when we get to the end, we're left with like 3 players that we ain't got, man. And if we lose to Man United again because they already took Van Persie from us.
Yeah, I can actually.
If they get
yeah,
Martinez
all right, I
from us,
understand
man, it is we're never gonna live it down, man. You know, it's the battle of social media online with this with them idiot teams there, man.
Paul Sirin says, I like Rafinha, but for 65 million is too much.
I hear that.
Common. He said, I would focus on Martinez, Tielemans, and look elsewhere. Rafinha does want a Barcelona move, and we need players which want to come to us, like Jesus. Yeah. Ozef says, everyone wants a sexy player. Berardi in Sassuolo is 18 months older and can be bought for 20 million euros. He's a seasoned Serie A forward who can fit our play and style. 140 million between Pepe and Rafinha. That is madness, he's saying. So he's not feeling that. Wow, there's a lot of them here. Alexander B says, rest in peace all the super chats that aren't getting read. Well, I read it, right? Don't worry. Don't panic, man. I'm coming to you guys, right? Benny says, rumours in the USA, Pulisic out of Chelsea. Alternative.
I don't want that. I don't want that fake Captain America, man. I don't want him.
Vinod says Gnabry's great and will be a marquee signing. Feel a good signing, but his wages might wreck the wage structure we're trying to rebuild.
He deserves it, though. He's as close to a world-class player that you can get for Arsenal. I don't believe he's world-class. I think he's a very, very, very good player. But look, I don't want to.
Oh, you don't think Gnabry's world class?
I don't think Gnabry's.
I think he is.
I don't think he's world class.
I think he is. Paul Sirin says, go for Gnabry for 40 million plus 40 million in wages. James Gunman says, Osimhen better than Nunes. Africa don't get hype. That's true.
Fair point.
That's true. That. Better than Darwin Nunes?
I've said it already. I think Darwin Nunes is going to be the flop of the season. Flop of the season, man.
You know, I was over on the DR channel and Fuad was saying that. And Liverpool fans actually came for it.
I want to take that back. I don't want to kind of have anything in common with any Spurs fans. So I'm going to take that back. I'm taking it back.
Owen Campbell says, I don't know who this guy is you're talking with, Robbie. Please send him off the AFTV contract. Right? Please send him an AFTV contract.
Can I just stop there?
Speaking sense, realistic, and zero delusion.
Can I just say, that might be my uncle. I'm being serious. We've got the same surname. I've got an uncle called Owen. Okay, Uncle Owen, if that's you, message me now. I swear to you, my Uncle Owen is a big fan of me, and I've got my new channel, so he might actually be. Hey, shout me, man. I ain't seen you in a minute.
Sam says, what if you got your uncle now coming in?
Hey, listen, I got a fan.
What if it's always been Jesus and Rafinha, has been reported that Jesus told the Brazilian coach that he wants to play on the wing and he will go for a striker now. Big up Aaron. Also Mr. 360 says we need to start winning games in our midfield. When we lose when we lose there, we lose everywhere. Tielemans would be smart, and for wingers Pedro Neto is logical.
The injury, man.
Good player,
I think was it the ACL. I'm a little bit.
Would you take him? He's quality.
Let me one more season. Let me just have one more season. Again, he's a young player, so he goes against the kind of. I don't want someone who's too young and not proven. Man. He is good.
Don't score enough goals though.
He does. But let me have one more season because he's a very good player, and that can be added.
Alexander B says, you did read Super Chat. So here's another one. I'm judging this window at the end of the window and Arteta at the end of the season. No Champions League, and then it's Arteta out. And Owen Campbell says, I'm not your uncle, bro. But you talk sense. Big up.
You know what's even scarier? My uncle Owen lives in Canada.
Is it?
That might be my uncle, man.
How do you know that's Canada?
Oh, it's US. Sorry, my bad.
I don't know. He could be Canadian dollars.
Hey, listen, man. I ain't seen you in a minute, uncle, man. Dig you up.
You know what? Time has absolutely flown past. We've come to the end of the show today. You've been brilliant, right? You said you got a channel. Where can they find you?
Yeah, Goonerly. It's on YouTube, and obviously you can follow me on my Insta as well, Gooner.lee. Trying to do big things this season, man. We're going to hopefully do a lot of stuff in the future. So yeah, it's good. It's good time.
You got people, like you said, give us that information you gave us earlier on.
Rafinha, he don't want that Chelsea hype, man. That Chelsea, who would want to go Chelsea right now? They ain't even got a team. They can't even feel like they're quota for 25 players. They're going to start using. 65
million reasons to go there, isn't it?
He has got 65 million reasons, but that's not going to him. That's going to. Well,
Leeds. He's going to £120,000 a week wages.
Don't sleep on Arsenal, man. We were paying Aubameyang 300,000, so we got money. We got money. Barcelona, look, as I said, I've heard that he wants to go to Barcelona, and this isn't like crazy news. Like, people know that he wants to go to Barcelona. I've just kind of heard that this whole hype of him confirmed to go to Chelsea, it's not all rosy. And Deco's in Barcelona right now, and he isn't going there for a sort of some paella. He's going there for a good reason.
Well, what I want to see Deco at London Coney, you know what I mean?
He was there on Tuesday.
And not being there for fish and chips.
He was there on Tuesday, but obviously Arsenal, the structure that we were kind of looking to pay Leeds, it's just not meeting what they're possibly saying. I don't know. But slap the money down, Arsenal, man.
Well, listen, Lee, thank you very much, man. You've been brilliant today. Big up to Lee. Don't forget to check out his channel. Don't forget, if you're into tennis, get over onto DR Sports right now. James is doing his tennis. He's brilliant on the old tennis, James is. So absolutely loves his tennis. So make sure you check him out on there. And don't forget to subscribe to DR Sports. DR Sports is going to be doing all the games in the Women's Euros, right? So every single game there's going to be a watch along in the Women's Euros. I'm going to be on loads of those as well. So make sure you check it out. So onto DR Sports and subscribe. And also everybody over there in America, don't forget we are coming to America, AFTV. We're going to be over there in Florida. Can't wait to be out there. Looking forward to seeing Jesus running out for Arsenal.
Listen, man.
And Fabio Vieira.
Don't forget that other winger. We're going to get another winger, man. We're going to get another winger.
Yeah. Okay.
Not Marquinhos.
Well, you heard anything?
Listen, the sources might be concocting and doing all this craziness right now, man. I don't know.
What sauce is that? Jerk sauce.
Hey, listen. Hey, listen, man. I don't like it too spicy, man. Give me the mayo.
Anyway, thanks, and we'll see you tomorrow.